All right, let's dive in and play some Runeterra, huh? We've got uh we've got a Lee Sin update. So one of the things I love about Runeterra is that in addition to making cards that are too good worse, they also make cards that are kind of too weak better. One of the really lofty goals they have for Runeterra is to try and get all the champions to be playable. Most cards in general be playable, honestly. And Lee Sin's been reworked to have a little bit lower stats, but also much lower cost. This card previously cost 6, it now costs 4. Still has the ability to gain Challenger and then Barrier if you cast spells while he's out. And then he levels when you've cast 8+ spells. Notable that he doesn't have to see you cast those spells, so Lee Sin tends to be a pretty easy champion to level up in decks that he's built around because he's going to be leveling while you're just playing the game, even if he's not out. His leveled mode gets a little bit bigger, and then he still casts those Dragon's Rages when things block him, and he can force things to block him, so very good at punching through blockers. And then his champion spell now is Sonic Wave, which gives something Challenger and then gives something extra attack, which is very powerful. The rest of this deck past Lee Sin is, I've basically taken, if you've seen the Diana Vi deck that we played a good bit of that's up on my website, I've basically taken that shell and I've cut the Piltover cards, and we're playing the Iona cards in response. So we've got the Diana with Nightfall package, we've got some Dustbringers and some gems, we've got Mentor of the Stones in here, which is very good with our various Challenger units, also makes some gems. Hey, thanks for the biddies, Fox. I appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and dive on into some matches with this and see how it goes. This will be my first time playing with the Lee Sin rework since last week. Magic had a new set drop, so I've been doing a bunch of that on stream, so I'm excited to see how he feels. Seems like a better stat line for his playstyle for sure. Will there be a post for the win percentage of the decks? I don't understand your question, Jake Man. All of the data from the tournament we had yesterday is all available on MTG Melee. Opponent also playing Lee Sin with Targon Iona, but notably not a second champion. Probably playing, I would imagine they're probably playing the Invoke cards to be able to use that 4-mana Invoke to grab Lee Sin out of the deck and make him bigger. Yeah, that seems fine. Keeping this. The question is, do I want to play Gift Giver on 1? If I play Gift Giver on 1, that kind of forces me to use the gem in order to enable Nightfall for the Shadestalker. I'm not sure I really want to use the gem that Gift Giver generates on Gift Giver. I think we're probably just going to end up passing on the first couple turns here, banking spell mana. Thanks, Zeros. Yeah, yesterday went really well. So we're gonna go Gift Giver into Lanari Shadestalker here for sure.
The journey is difficult.
And then next turn we could go Gem on here into Diana, kill their 4/2. Again, that Nightfall mechanic here gets a bonus if it's not the first card we played. So this is permanently elusive, which means it's harder to block. The bonus from the gem gives something +1 attack permanently, so it is kind of appealing to put on my elusive here. That being said, we just drew Dustbringer here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start with that. Yeah, Guilds of Ravnica was kind of a really sweet spot for Magic overall. That's not really that big of a deal. So they gave this plus extra defense here, but I can Pale Cascade Diana so she can get in here and kill this. The question is, do I want to play around Pale Cascade of their own? So I think there's merit to gemming this, so that way I want to gem this, so that way if they have Pale Cascade, I still eat their thing. The downside to using the gem is if my opponent has a hush here, they would get to hush the gem and the Pale Cascade off of this, but I think that's a risk. A risk I have to take. And actually, because they're at 20, I actually want to order this so this happens first. Because remember, you can't heal above 20 in this game. So this way, by ordering like this, if they hush this, their life steal will happen before I deal damage. So if I order this last, they're just stunning my thing, sure. So if I ordered this last and they hushed it, they would end up at 20. But by ordering it this way, they end up at 15, which is good. Thanks, Golgolly. Yeah, yesterday went well. Corey was great all day. Had a great viewer count all day. I think we bumped up a little over,
My patience wanes.
a little over like 3,700 people, or 33,000 people at the end. I think I was supposed to just let this hit me. He hated dogs. He did. I think I'm gonna Guiding Touch plus Crescent Guardian here. I'm supposed to Dusk Petal, actually. Just bank 3 spell mana this turn.
Bloom and fade with the morning. Find your path in the dark and follow no false light.
Yeah, I think it's much too early to say anything for Smith. I think any comments towards good or bad are definitely not founded in definitely not founded in any kind of data-driven sample. I think I'm just banking spell mana here. There could be merit to playing this out to just start bumping this. I suppose I can Lee Sin and then like Zenith Blade to give him Challenger. I don't have anything to trigger Nightfall currently, so unfortunately can't give Diana Challenger. I'm gonna play Lee Sin out and see what they do. Oh, Lee Sin turns the other one into Sonic Wave now, right? Huh. That's slick.
Our enemies cannot hide. I'll see this through.
That's really good.
I cannot turn back. I will be heard.
Prepare yourself.
Again, hooking this first so that way if they have a way to save it and gain life, they don't go above 20. I felt like Corey and I had good chemistry and back and forth on stream. He was a good pairing. Corey's got good energy in general. He's definitely a professional, is good at what he does.
The dragon waits.
So there's that Pale Cassad that we had played around last turn. they unfortunately have now. This is like, we're losing Diana, but these are all dying and they're taking 10, so like, pretty reasonable turn for us, all things considered. Lee Sin's getting close to leveling. Good morning, baby girl.
Dad, I was upstairs and I was thinking, and I told my mom, I said, my dad could use a really happy girl in his life.
You're happy this morning? Who's adorable? You're adorable. Yeah. You precious? Have healed your Dorko up. Wonder if we'll see them Zenith Blade this again.
Only I can endure
Dad, I'm
the
really
dragon's
enjoying
fury.
all these colors.
Lee Sin of their own. I think I'm going to go ahead and pump my Lee Sin here. So this has Daybreak, which is the opposite of Nightfall. So this gets a bonus if it's the first card we played in a round. So if we Zenith Blade Lee Sin here, we get another Zenith Blade. Oh, God bless you. Oh, God bless you. You have the tiniest, most adorable sneezes, baby girl. So, Challenger, not particularly useful when it's my opponent's turn to be attacking. However, the fact that we can give this a barrier this turn might be relevant. I assume they're going to be giving this Challenger, but I think I want to play this out still. Because, like, they already have one in play that they can Challenger anyways. What?
Your thumb always been that big.
They say these
Yes.
were from the Protector himself.
Strike firm. Center your spirit.
So, Lee Sin's leveling on 2 more spells. So depending on if they have a stun or a hush, we could theoretically kill them next turn, but they have 6 cards in their hand that we do, or 5 cards in their hand that we don't know, plus a draw step, so seems unlikely against an Iona Targon deck. This is likely to do what we need to do. I think this is a pretty easy trade here. Actually, I guess I just do this, right? I guess if I do this and they hush me, I lose Lee Sin. Alright, I'm gonna do this. Play around hush a little bit. You are so good. You are always good, aren't you?
Mystical levitation requires
Play our Mentor of Stones out here at end of turn.
Conflict is all in the mind.
So Lee Sin is ready to level here as well. It's not a terrible draw. Alright, so who am I putting this on? So this is going to level this turn. I have 9 total mana, so I can play all 3 of these, which is great. I think I want to Zenith Blade here to kind of split up where my bonuses are. You are the weakest link. Denied. Read. Read.
Conflict is all in the mind.
So their Lee's going to level here.
Spirit awaken.
Which, with their Zenith Blade, that's probably going to end up being lethal, huh?
I'll see this through.
I had to venture a guess. I guess there's no real reason for me to play this out and level this up right now. Okay, Little Miss? Morning, Ricazzo.
You spurn my gift?
Their heartbeats quicken.
So, he has a barrier, but I'm just attacking in to get this Grant off. This gives a permanent bonus, which is nice.
The enemy quivers
If
with
Lee
fear.
Sin's going to be popular, I threw one Hush into this deck. I hadn't been playing any Hushes previously in Dianavai, but if people are going to be playing a bunch of Lee Sin, it's probably right to play a bunch of Hush.
I will not hold back. My lands need center your spirit.
So, leveled Lee Sin, Dragon rages things when he hits them, which means he strikes it and recalls. So, they could Edith Blade this to give it Overwhelm. So, my out here is... So, I'm gonna Guiding Touch in response, and we need to draw Deny or a Stun, and we did not, so we were dead. Okay. I think I probably want a second Hush in here. I have three...
In
I
the
have
end,
3
the
stuns,
dragon claims
but
us all.
I think I probably need another Hush if there are going to be other people listening. With my own copies of Deny, I probably don't need Bastion anymore. They'll serve a pretty similar role. You are sitting so lovely this morning, baby girl. So, against Twisted Swain, this is probably a matchup where Hush isn't particularly exciting. We're going to mulligan that one. I don't think a Custom Palm is something I want early. Honestly, I think I'm just going to full mulligan here, looking for cheap enablers and cheap Nightfall things. Perfect. So, Messenger Sigil is a card that does exactly what we're about to see here, which is that I bank my turn 1 spell mana, and then I get to go Messenger Sigil into Lanari Shadestalker with Elusive onto, which is excellent.
Got a surprise for him.
I don't think I want to block here.
Mystical
We'll
levitation.
play the Mentor, the Stone's out. Good chance we just get Make It Rain, but like, Make It Rain won't kill this, and this is going to make gems off of this, so the gems will be able to heal this back up and give it a good amount of attack here. And on the off chance they don't have a Make It Rain, I get to attack with Mentor and hook the Keg, which is great. In addition to granting my Elusive +2/+2. So I got to stun my Elusive, so I don't get to grant it a bonus this turn, but I can at least still attack and hook this. Remember, blocking is 1-1 in Runeterra, so forcing this to block me is nice. Just get to get rid of it for free here. Runeterra is based on the League of Legends IP. This is Riot's card game. All of the champion cards are League of Legends cards. we just take the hit for 5 here. And honestly, with the messenger drawn right away here, I think I'm just going to pass back to my turn. Remember, you can bank up to 3 mana, so we'll only lose 1 of these. And then next turn, I can go messenger into Diana, and I'll have deny available, because I'll have 3 plus 5 for a total of 8. I think the IP is actually really well done. Most of the artwork in this game is gorgeous. Every card has a piece of full art that you could click into. Really, really well done overall. Hey, but you can't have that in here with the music. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Declan brought his Switch down, which was playing music. He doesn't understand copyright law, neither do I, yeah. Alright, so this is dealing 1 to all my stuff. So I think I'm gonna Pale Cascade here to save this. Thanks, Penguin. Yeah, I agree. I had a good time.
Who says I don't share?
So they're down to 1. I'll go ahead and play Diana here. 2 levels up because of the Pale Cascades. We'll see if they have another Make It Rain here or another Ravenous Block to kill this. Zenith Blade on Lee Sin is very, very good. Okay, so that's fine. Like, again, the Mentor there, I was largely saving him so I could get that permanent Grant buff on Diana here, so pretty okay with that exchange, all things considered.
Vision to see what others cannot.
I'm gonna gem Diana, so that way, so gems again are burst spells, so burst spells in Runeterra don't pass priority back to my opponent, so I'm gonna gem before I play this, so that way if they want to attack with Swain, I have a 6/5 to put in front of him, so they no longer have a profitable attack there. Okay, just end the turn again here. I technically burn 1 mana, but that's fine.
Speak, stars. Speak, I say.
Mentor of Stone sounds lovely. I need to try and kill my opponent here before they're able to stick boat, but that's not going to happen, right? Because they're getting up to 8 mana next turn. I really don't have a lot to do here, huh? I think I'm just guiding touching myself to see if we can cantrip into something useful. Still no. Are we allowed to touch ourselves on stream? That against the Twitch TOS. Gonna get in trouble for that one. I just don't think we can ever beat boat here, right? I think I have to deny this. It's killing both of these, and it's gonna hit me and level their Swain.
Light flowers upon my blade. The promise of a new moon upon you, Bloom Tender.
Leave them nothing.
Meet destiny. You cannot hold us down.
This attack doesn't seem stellar from them. They're setting up Shark. Yeah, that's a good thought. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to play around Shark there. They are an 8 mana. A lot of these decks are super greedy and play Shark in addition to other things. In addition to Boat. I think we're just dead Riptide Rex here.
They'll be floating in the water.
Have any other action in my hand? Yeah, I think I should have, I think I probably should have blocked more defensively there and then used my stun to play around Shark. That was a good read.
Abandon my beliefs.
I always wondered if a streamer does a drinking stream. Some drinking streams are against the TOS. Like, it's actually against the TOS to, I believe, take, drink alcohol for tips or donations. You can casually be drinking on stream, but you can't do it as an incentive. If you're visibly drunk against the TOS, I don't believe that's the case. I'm pretty sure you can't take incentives to drink, but you're definitely allowed to drink and be intoxicated. It's definitely a strong word, pretty sure. Yeah, you can't monetize is definitely true. But I'm playing Lux Leona, so we need to be aggressive here. I'm going to keep Diana and Mentor Stones here. Mulligan for an enabler. Definitely feeling not having those extra enablers. I added the two messenger sigils, but a lot of hands so far where I just like have a turn 2. Well, there we go. Look at that. Just like we drew it up, huh?
Each act of
It's exactly why we have messenger sigil in the deck, so we can do this.
Will be punished.
no more lies. Face your heretic.
Sunward.
My faith protects me.
So, obviously, not blocking the 3-6 this turn, because it gets a temporary bonus, so it'll turn into a 3-2 next turn. I need to decide how I want to sequence, though. I think I'm just banking 3... I'm going to take 3, and I'm going to bank 3 spell mana here. And then next turn we'll go Zenith Blade into Shadestalker, I think.
Scorching light.
Certain Strike is very good there. Thankfully, this game isn't like Magic, so my Zenith Blade still draws another Zenith Blade, which is lovely. In Magic, my Zenith Blade would fizzle there, so that's nice. I don't have any other... I guess this is a Nightfall card. I think I'm going to Gift Giver plus Gem this and just start getting in for points of damage here. Opponent's playing Leona Lux.
Warriors of the Raharak, our time is now.
We'll follow you to the edge of daybreak. Devotion through battle.
They attack with this. We're gonna go ahead and jump with my Gift Giver here. Then we'll
You spurn my gift.
we'll play this out, and then we'll open on attacks, granting a bonus to my elusive here.
And stop staring. No.
Ooh-wee.
Fall, heretic.
You know, it's possible that this is even like a 3 deny metagame. Deny's been super powerful in the last couple of decks that I've played it in.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
One of pretty key difference too between Magic and Runeterra. Even though they played the strike, this still got Daybreak because their strike doesn't count as being played if it was denied. Which is a pretty important distinction. Yeah, War Mother is a big reason to play more denies right now. For sure. I'm gonna gem before I go to combat here. So this way, actually, so this is 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's start by just attacking with these two. I think there's a good chance we get hushed this turn.
Gaze into the light.
What archetype is our deck? Our deck I would classify as a mid-range deck. It's a deck that has aggressive draws in some matchups, but also is relatively interactive. So if I concussive palm this, the judgment doesn't work because then it's no longer a battling ally, right? Then they die because of overwhelm. There's definitely been metagames on Runeterra here where Deny is not an auto-include, but I feel like right now Deny is better than it's been. Right now, Deny is the best it's been since I started playing 3 months ago. Thanks, Moss. Yeah, yesterday went really smoothly. If I'm being honest, going into yesterday's tournament, I felt like there was a little bit extra pressure on me because of a lot of people had said a lot of really nice things about our production after the Invitational had lots of issues, so I'm glad everything went off without a hitch. Sometimes I definitely get a little bit of imposter syndrome. It's like, well, maybe we're just lucky, but like, we consistently run events with almost no issues. Cordemi, thank you for the tier 2. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Is Corey coming back for later events? Rotate through some people. Corey definitely had good chemistry with me yesterday. but I want to try a few people out. Cool Stuff Inc. asked me if I'd be willing to work with some of the other people that produce content for them and are sponsored by them. So I'm going to work with some of those folks for the next one at least. I think Jim Davis, I think, is going to be my second for the next historic event that we do. I think I want a third deny more than this Twin Disciples. Yeah, he did say he was interested in playing too, so hopefully Corey will battle. Corey's a good dude. Luck is preparation plus opportunity. Yeah, and I mean, like, opportunity to a degree is where the real luck comes in, right? Like, you can be prepared as all get out, but if you don't have the right opportunities, nothing happens. I actually really take offense at that, Demir Spy. I had some other idiot take that stance online, and the idea that it's easier for my production to have fewer issues because there's less people is just wrong. If I had another $1,000 per weekend to hire a bunch of staff and have more resources, the couple of small issues my production has wouldn't happen, because a lot of the few issues that we have are related to me not having bandwidth to commentate and do all the production stuff I want to do at the same time. The idea that smaller productions, it's easier for them to have less issues is just bullshit. If that was the case, they would just, like, there would be no reason for big companies to hire more people, because capitalism dictates that they do things as cheap as possible. So, like, if it was possible for them to do everything on the cheap, they would, with less issues, they'd just do it on the cheap. There'd be no reason to hire more staff.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
I have the best job.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared.
More people handling cameras, ideally, so as a really easy example, two really easy examples is, you know, I was fumbling to pull up the names of new cards on the card viewer all day because the card viewer on our stream overlay is literally me with cockatrice opened on my third monitor, typing in the names of cards, then clicking a button to put up on the stream.
Beware the dragon spirit.
The Invitational had 160 people in it, Wolfie.
Who's ready to reckon?
WotC has a bunch of extra content that makes it harder to juggle. Not really. It's super trivial to play videos on the stream. Like,
Is underrated.
people like to act like the technical aspect of my job is hard, and it's really not. Like, if you can build a PowerPoint presentation, you can work OBS. It is super point and click. What you see is what you get.
You spurn my gift?
Act free of thought.
How many people that I have behind the scenes for the tournament? We had 5 people working production on yesterday's event, and that included me and the other person casting. Zigzags, thank you for the 1.5 years. I appreciate that.
Anything else?
Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.
Dusk approaches.
This is going to be a very challenging turn, chat.
I'll see this through. My lands, center your spirit.
I will be heard.
And one of our staff people was Wargy Corgi, one of our subs here. They volunteered to just help us pick feature matches because previously Christy had been the one picking feature matches, but Christy doesn't really know Magic cards because she doesn't play the game, so she was just picking matches at pseudo random. So Wargy was just like going through deck lists and helping us try to find interesting decks to put up. Yeah, and like other things too, like when people talk about things that are easy or hard, like the metric, for example, like how much magic we showed, I think a lot of people think Wizards doesn't show more magic because they're incompetent. I think Wizards doesn't show more actual games on they don't show more games because they don't want to, is the blunt hard truth of it. That's a great draw.
Rules are made to be broken.
Like buildings or people.
You should try.
What would be the why on that? I genuinely don't know, Jin. But it's very apparent that they don't want to show more games. Like if they wanted to show more games, the thing that really shows that they could show more games but don't want to is the fact that their reproduction on Monday had a lot of downtime. I could stun now for the blocker. I think I'd rather try and bait them into using the spinning axis here.
Now we're cooking.
Oh, I guess I can't save Lee Sin now, right? I was thinking they'd have to use... Oh, that's awkward. Yeah, we're probably dead here. So I could do this to stop myself from dying, but now Lee Sin dies, which probably means I'm dead. Yeah, I probably should have not been cute and probably should have stunned before they attacked. And Jinx is leveled now. Yeah. This build we're playing's felt pretty mediocre so far. Definitely do not feel like it feels better than the Diana Vi build that we've played a bit of. I think that's attributing malice to that which is more adequately explained by incompetence, Omnom. I don't think there's some kind of conspiracy that they're looking to show fewer games because they're embarrassed about their formats. I think they just don't show more games because they have some messed up idea of what people actually want. Yeah, I don't think there's any shape. I don't think they really have any shape in their formats. I think I'm gonna keep Shadestalker. I was kind of hoping that by waiting a couple of days with the Magic set release, there would be not a bunch of Lee Sin on the ladder. But I suppose it is still the new hot thing.
Still, paint is just accidental art.
I think I'm just banking the mana for now, so this way if we draw a Messenger Sigil or a... If we draw a Messenger Sigil or a Dustbringer, we can play this on 2. Perfect. Just like we drew it up.
We each hold a world within.
He run ads for sponsors as well. Yeah, I think the Magic tournament themselves are supposed to be the advert is pretty accurate. Well, I think the Frostbite decks are genuinely good. Lux Leona is one of my, or Lux Ash, one of my favorite decks right now for sure. I think I just trade this here to keep my elusive out. I haven't played in a few days either. I'm numb. So Magic had a set release last week, so this is my first time touching Runeterra since the changes.
Force is meaningless without skill.
A pleasure to see you, Master.
Dusk approaches. Whatever the cost.
Definitely want to kill this. The question is, do I want to gem this or do I want to bank a spell mana? I might want to gem this.
These
Gem
gems
this.
grant a wearer harmony.
Conflict is all in the mind.
Night flowers upon my blade. The promise of a new moon upon you, Bloom Tender.
Prepare yourself.
Not all mean well.
Think we're just stunning Lee Sin here. Try and keep Diana alive. Sure.
I'll see this through.
Yeah, at the end of the day, yesterday, we ended up averaging over 2 matches per hour. We covered 15 matches in 7 hours. Which is like a pretty...
Oh yeah, that's a pretty sparkle fly. Breathe in.
Does Corey actually not prep? So, I told Corey I was going to do something of a hot singles bit, but I didn't show him exactly what I was going to do, and I didn't tell him when it was going to happen. But I wanted to make sure, since he works with Wizards, that, like, I didn't want to, like, step on toes of people he works with while he was on the broadcast, if he wasn't okay with it. Hute, thank you for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Let's get your sword to go with that shield. So, I okayed doing that bit with Cool Stuff Inc. as well. I understand that they have a working relationship with Wizards. Wizards doesn't like me because they're petty, but... Or people making decisions there are petty, but... I'm reasonable, and I double check with things that might be over the top.
I will not hold back.
My patience wanes.
You know, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I was attacking this turn anyways, so as you will, we are stunned.
Instincts speak. What is gained when we return malevolence?
I will not hold back.
I mean, to be fair to Wizards, I'm definitely not a good brand ambassador if your brand is constantly making decisions that make your brand look bad.
Prepare yourself.
Because I'm not gonna sugarcoat it when your brand steps in it. That's why I'm a really good ambassador to something like Runeterra, which is a sweet, slick, fun game written on a software stack that feels like it's from this decade.
You cannot hold us down.
I think we're just doing this.
Spring raindrops. Shadow. Ah!
Extend your senses. The dragon himself.
Okay, would I go ahead and Messenger Sigil here to put some dogs in my deck? Am I? Yeah, let's turn them around. They're burning more mana than I am. A hamster and a wheel. He is kinda. He's definitely hamster-esque.
Patience is underrated.
I guess I could give her Challenger, technically, an attack here. I guess I could technically level Lee Sin, huh?
They say these will come the protector himself.
I'll see this through. The dragon spirit awakens. My lands need me. Center your spirit.
I'm doing well, Tesla. You know. Pandemic, wildfires, hurricanes, and general state of fascism taking over the United States aside, my life is going all right. Hey, Lanyard, congrats on your run. It was great to cover one of your matches. Thanks for playing yesterday. Thanks for the resub.
I will not hold back. I'll see this through.
Light flowers upon my blade.
So their Lee Sin's gonna level next turn. So I really need
yourself. Face me.
Yeah, their deck is playing mono Lee Sin. So they're playing things that can invoke the thing to draw extra champions.
Their scent travels on the night air.
Hey, good games, Mole. Looking the rest of your ladder matches today. Are we dead? Going to 3 though?
Tidings from the sky.
It's a good pickup.
Extend your senses.
You have another deny.
I will not hold back.
Could have another stun here, I suppose. I mean, I technically have lethal if they don't have a stun, right? Which probably means they have a stun.
The new moon conceals you from our foes.
This is just a general invoke, so no range on this. They get like a 10 drop here. But if they get like an 8 or a 10 drop, that's fine, right? I guess they could hit like a stun. If they hit a stun here for my Lee Sin, I end up in a pretty bad spot or a way to kill him. Sir Mustache, thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Alright, so I have Lee Sin Sonic Wave here. Oh, this already has Challenger. Oh, I need to give this 2 extra power, right? That's what I need to do.
Our enemies cannot hide.
So if I do this, and then I Resonating Strike here.
Center your spirit.
I can play my opponent's cards on my Challenger. So this will kick this, and then Overwhelm here, so they need to have a stun.
Hold still.
Reconsider.
Ooh, you have a thing.
I'll see this through.
Wow. It gives him... That's really good. So the Spell Shield stops the Dragon's Rage, and then they have a barrier, so these both just bounce. I Overwhelm for 2, but that's not much. Need to draw. Like I say, they're not guaranteed to have spells here. I need to draw a stun card. Or another Hush. I guess Hush actually technically doesn't work, right?
My lands need. Prepare yourself. Center your spirit.
Yeah, Dragon's Rage just kills us here.
You call. I must train more.
I'll try one more, but so far I'm pretty whelmed by this. I thought maybe this could be an okay shell similar to how the Diana Vi felt, but Lee Sin, the fact that you like have to cast a bunch of spells to enable Lee Sin and then also cast more spells after he's leveled, it's a lot of spells you have to get through. And I feel like this shell probably just doesn't have enough to do that. Messenger's nice. Means I can technically play this on too with Challenger. Why does Spell Shields not stop Challenger from... Why not stop targets from a Challenger ability? Because technically they're like not targeting. It's not a skill that's targeting or a spell. Spell Shield stops explicitly spells and skills, of which that is neither.
Night descends. Face your heretic.
So leaving them the keg here means that if they open on Make It Rain, they kill Diana. I guess if I don't use this, can you ever do an open for Runeterra? Yeah, if we get a tool that lets us easily run tournaments, definitely.
These jewels are more than mere
So,
trinkets.
the people that make MTG Melee plan to expand into other card games at some point, they've said. So, when they expand into Runeterra, you'll likely see a Hooglandia Runeterra event.
For those
Without a site designed to elegantly run tournaments, though, there's just too many logistical issues. The reason why the events that I run now are able to run smoothly is because of Melee. I don't really have a desire to run a tournament without it.
Be nothing left when I'm done.
Be brave.
Clear off.
You can always come into chat and type !next open to find the date of our next open.
I'm always up for a round or two. Who says I don't share?
I'm gonna go ahead and just heal this and give it an extra attack right away, so that way they can't flock it.
Extend your senses.
Like a fish in water.
I completely understand, Jake. Arena ain't cheap.
These gems grant a wearer harmony.
Sight firm. Prepare yourself.
Yeah, if Wizards makes no changes to the historic ban list, our next historic open will have those 3 cards banned. Muxus, Claim, and Uro. That was a good beat. How do I feel about playing Pale Kassad on here to save it a damage and to save 2 damage here? I think I like it.
I will not hold back.
It's a bit of a downside. Could have held Deny up there if I don't Pale Kassad.
You will reap what you have sown, Noxian.
Victory?
You will reap what you have sown. Victory?
Conflict is all in the mind.
Pledge of perish.
cannot hide. I fight with the dragon's fury.
Little sprinkle, a little legacy be going on there. Alright, so we've got 10 total mana. Go ahead and Zenith Blade here to start. And then we kill them with the attack and the challenge.
Conflict is all in the mind.
Got a very nice Lee Sin here. It's beautiful. He's beautiful.
Lost it there.
Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I'll see this through. Strike firm. Center your spirit.
Center your spirit.
Ah!
Patrol!
Come out.
I felt okay.
I thank you, dragon.
Yeah, I just don't know if I'm convinced that what we're doing, we won one, I'm gonna do one more. I don't know that I'm convinced that what we're doing is better than like what we were doing with Vi in the similar shell. Just because Lee requires you to keep stacking spells up into him. Misfortune Gangplank. Definitely don't want a Zenith Blade against an aggro deck. Honestly, these 3 cards might all be worth keeping. Just like gain 2, draw a card is fine, and the stun's pretty good against aggro. So we'll probably like we'll take a couple of hits here, and then turn 3 we'll like Healing Touch plus Lenari Shadestalker. Again, you could bank mana across turns in this game, up to 3 of it, so we're just not going to make plays in the first 2 turns. We'll have 6 total mana on turn 3. Would 40 be enough to cut the line this morning? It would not. I believe that would get you to be the historic deck tomorrow, though. Yeah, a $40 donation would get you the historic deck tomorrow morning or the standard deck tomorrow night. Huh? With that draw, do I play that one because it's more resource efficient? I think so. It's also a better blocker.
Store the rations, shackle the prisoners.
Am I willing to trade this for this plus 3 points of damage? Yeah, I think Denies S tier in the current Runeterra metagame. It's definitely, since I started playing a little over 3 months ago, it's the best Denies ever been. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna pass here. Yeah, the new Lee Sin is definitely powerful. It just doesn't quite feel like what this shell wants to be doing. I'm glad we tried it, but I think, as far as, like, compared to what I'd been doing previously, does not feel as good. Start with Zenith Blade here. That triggers our Nightfall. I'll play Diana out. We'll get to challenge this Petty Officer. For folks who are my Runeterra regulars, I know I took a couple of days off for the Magic release, but I'm going to be back to daily Runeterra stuff starting today. Runeterra is going to be at the beginning of my morning streams every day this week. As always, you can find my schedule on my website. So I'm going to do a Runeterra deck every single morning. Obviously, if you miss it live, it'll go up on my YouTube channel after the fact. We're going to do a historic deck to follow on Arena. Decimate. I think I'm pretty okay with that.
Embrace the night.
If they don't break, they'll burn. The few for the many.
Unseen, unheard, the new moon conceals you from our foe. I will be heard.
So I have Deny and Guiding Touch available this turn, so hopefully we're not going to die. This is 1 point of damage sitting on the board, technically. And then, if Guiding Touch plus Deny can get us out of this turn, we can hopefully kill them next turn with Pale Cassades and another Zenith Blade.
This'll shake him. Behind you. Must we fight? Damn it!
Ye started without me.
I'm going to just play that now. I think I still want to hold Deny up here so that way I don't die by mistake. Like if they have another Decimate, I definitely want to deny that. Because like if they end the round here, I'm only losing 1 mana because we get to bank 3 of this 4 mana, so that's fine with me.
He's angry for action.
Okay, and there's Jack. So Jack gives me the thumbs up to just jam here. So next turn, I'm going to have a total of 7 mana. So I think the play here is Crescent Guardian, which levels Diana.
The night, her kingdom.
So Jack the winner here makes a deal 2 damage every single turn. So now I have to decide how exactly I want to sequence next turn. I don't think I'm going to be able to open Zenith Blade. The question is, do I want to hold up Deny next turn? So I could play Lenari Dustbringer, but I think I'd rather just bank the mana so I have a total of 8 next turn, and then I can go Pale Cascade, Deny,
A new phase awaits.
and hopefully kill them.
I promised a bloodbath.
Moonlight guide me.
And then this triggers Nightfall, which gives her Challenger. And then I can attack like this and force him to block here. They put 3 here and put 3 here. They take 2, 4, 12, and they die. This is elusive.
Poor thing.
Nice.
We speak, and they will hear us.
They will hear us. I'm gonna be done with this one. I think this deck, seems playable, but again, just to talk about what we were trying here, the basic idea was to take the Diana Vi shell that I've played a bunch of, that I like a lot, that's up on my website, and try and slot Lee Sin in over the Vi cards. And I think I prefer this shell to the one that we just played. The both Vi and Lee Sin want you to play a bunch of stuff before you play them out, but the key difference between the two of them is Vi notably doesn't need you to play more things after she's leveled, whereas Lee Sin, I need to play a bunch of spells and then also play more spells after I level him up. So I felt like this was a better card for the Shell to be enabling overall, and giving her Overwhelm is basically similarly as good as giving Lee Sin Overwhelm in a lot of situations, because with the Challenger mechanic, you can generally be challenging smaller things to make her be lethal. So I'm definitely excited. Yeah, I'm excited to explore more Lee Sin shells. Like, a couple of the games we played with him felt really good in this, but as far as this specific shell goes, with this Diana Nightfall package explicitly with Lee Sin, the Nightfall package did not feel like a good pairing with Lee Sin. So Target in general seems good with things like Zenith Blade still, and like I mentioned, I think Deny is very good in the current metagame, but I think as a whole, this Diana Shell pairing and the way the play patterns of this card play out, I just didn't end up feeling like it paired very well naturally together. Alright, so we're going to shift gears and play some Historic on Magic Arena for the rest of this morning's stream. I'm going to do a quick ad roll. I get everything set up and flipped over. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.